Welcome to Liberty Tonight, the only pro-liberty late-night variety show. Hosted by Brian Piotr and starring King Libertarian. Special guests, hilarious commentary, skits, gags, and more fun are just ahead. And here's Brian.
Welcome to Liberty Tonight. I'm your host, Brian Piotr. There's been a lot going on this week, but thankfully the world went on hold so that we could have Thanksgiving and nothing's going on today. But one of the news items that really struck it out to me is that this lady named Tiffany Fong on X is making $40,000 a year. And so I know as a family man what I gotta do. Here's how we're going to make the big bucks. The Rumble Rants. Oh, no. Okay. Well, you got to let me know what you want to see, guys. What you got to see. We got a great show for you tonight. Got a lot of headlines, a lot of wonderful news, some jokes, some gags. But first, before we go anywhere, before we do anything, we must show you a speech from our most admirable, most bodacious, most annoying, worthy king of all the libertarians. Please give a round of applause for our king and leader.
Hear ye, hear ye. I'm King Libertarian, benevolent dictator of libertarianism. Now silence, peasants. The king is speaking. This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful the Democrats lost because it's creating the greatest finger-pointing contest in recent history. It's like watching kindergartners argue over who ate the last crayon out of the box. And Kamala's taking it well. She's sloppily took to the Democrats' X account and slurred her way through a truly sad election response video. She's the wino aunt that shows up to Thanksgiving drunk just to apologize for never being good enough and to remind everyone she's the black sheep. Democrats' anger at each other has manifested into a truly horrible beast in which they call James Carville. The 1 foot he has in the grave is now placed squarely up the Democrat Party's ass. Like the scene from the Raiders of the Lost Ark, they cracked open his ancient sarcophagus, and he absolutely melted all of their faces. But who can blame them? It turns out the Kamala campaign knew all along they were going to lose and spent $1 billion to do it. This is the most expensive Asian massage and the worst happy ending of all time. But as Sun Tzu says, famously, in the midst of chaos, there is opportunity. Now is the time to press the attack. The enemy is weak. The enemy is in disarray. Do not allow them to gather their ranks and return for a counterattack. I command you as your king. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone! And now back to Squire Brian.
Welcome back, everybody. Hi, Aunt Dirty Sock. I'd love to know who you are if you're a real person someday. DM me on Twitter. I won't expose you. But hey, Tiffany Fong's making $40K a year. What are we doing wrong, King? Where do we need to go, fearless leader?
Yeah, it's quite the perplexing mystery because it's not the typical engagement farming that you see from some accounts. Such as Terrible and some of the other ones. No disrespect. It's not thirst trapping. And you go through her account and you look at the engagement on each video. She's averaging like 200K. So it's really got everybody kind of wondering what's going on here. It's not total views. It's not necessarily being a thirst trap, even though Elon suggests is that as Brian attempted to do there at the beginning of the show. But yeah, it is quite the mystery, and I think everyone's trying to figure that out right now. It has something to do with verified followers, right?
I'd say
really all we
Elon
know.
Elon seems to be more interested in her than us.
Yeah.
I'm not offended. I'm not offended. She's more attractive than I am for a heterosexual male who's already got 12 kids. So, I mean, hats off to him.
Away.
I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if these babies are going to come up with the money. I don't know if you got any ideas. I guess we're going to have to be really, really freaking funny. You think we can do that?
I think we can handle that.
Just got to press this laugh button enough time. Starting off with the first thing tonight, come to rumble.com/liberty tonight. Enter the chat. We will interact with you all night. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Congratulations on being American. We're awesome. We truly are. You need to take a moment
back.
and eat some wonderful ribeye, because remember, turkey is for peasants. Am I right, King?
That's correct.
I don't want to start a fight,
I'm
but
only
gosh,
snacking on Wagyu this evening.
there's a reason we don't eat turkey all year round. There's a reason. It's because it's not great. But hey, it's an American tradition. I'm not gonna hate you if you do it. Here's the right ad to start off for Thanksgiving. This wasn't my family for sure.
With their families.
So, what's everybody thankful for?
Brian Theater. Looks like an otter.
Should we bring Eminem back on the show? We could.
We should get him on soon.
We should get him on soon.
We
I don't know
should get him
about
on soon.
tonight.
Yeah.
Rumble is where it's at, everybody. 100%.
Yeah, how many families was that this evening? I wish I knew. It wasn't mine. You know, mine are pretty based. There was a lot of happy faces and cheer throughout. Although there is one key family member who said their intentions to relocate out of the country. So we'll see if that's a bluff or not.
Yeah, I mean, your family gets really big if you just extrapolate out very far. But my immediate family is all Trump voters. They're not all libertarian. They don't all agree with me on everything, but we all voted the same way for president this year. And it was a pretty good year. I got to say, there's a lot to be thankful for. We got a bright future ahead of us. And turns out that the mass media line here was just blatant. And they're coming out to tell us that they never had Kamala ahead internal polls. So
Yeah.
all the media saying that this race was always going to be close. It was always a razor edge. It's about 10,000 votes between 8 different states. That's either hoping or lying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have an opinion about which one it is. My guess is it's just lying that they knew. They knew she was up.
Of course. And to raise $1 billion and blow it with debt on top, blow it plus more, to not get it across the finish line is crazy. My question for Democrats, and I guess just liberals in particular, because progressives are the Gaza, free Gaza folks, which in some ways we agree with, but for 99% of their being are totally repulsive. So liberals and Democrats, when are you going to stop being such a bitch? Like, when are you going to stop getting the cigarette put out on your face? When are you going to stop getting spit in the, like, have some self-respect, for God's sakes. Like, they knew the entire time. They even made fake polls in Iowa to give you some hopium that you were huffing on, and all you get is never let anyone take your power away from you. That's it. You get a sloshed Kamala ranting for 10 minutes on the Democrats account on X. Like, have some respect for yourself. You agree, Brian?
Honestly, I think that RFK Jr. is going to get the plastic out of their balls, and they're going to get some higher testosterone levels. They're going to stop having fluoride and whatever it is that's hurting their
the
life.
atrazine.
The atrazine will stop making them gay, and they're just going to naturally become better people. They're not going to deal with the Democrat Party just shoving down generic people down their throat anymore. I think that's just going to come to an end.
I think the people like RFK and Tulsi, the ones that were like smart enough and had somewhat normal hormonal levels, have already come over to the team. I feel like it's part of maybe
100%. Liberals are Republicans now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those people have already come over. But I feel like we need a rehabilitation program. Maybe this is something RFK can take on at HHS. Like, cut a bunch of that money. But maybe we need, to get these people into rehab, get their hormone levels tested, get the chemicals out of their water, detox. Maybe do some push-ups and sit-ups, go outside, get some sunlight, and then see how you feel.
Oh, yeah. I know. Actually, I got a great rehab. You know what will make you thankful for capitalism? Let's go send them to some gulag in China or Russia. Give them 90 days of what communism is. And they'll come back to America being like, I love this place. Capitalism is amazing. I love our founding fathers. Freedom is amazing. They'll be singing their praises.
I said, let's send them to Club Med. Let's send them to some cushy, LA-based rehab where they, and then Brian's like, send them to hard labor.
They got fresh air in Siberia, right? I'm pressing the button. This is what they need.
Tough love over here. Tough love.
So there's a guy named Alexander Vidman. He's accused Elon Musk of divulging state secrets to Putin, and then he supports Trump because Putin ordered them to do so.
Clearly, Putin has a type. He likes narcissists and egomaniacs that he knows as a case officer he could easily pander to and manipulate to do his dirty work. We are under attack. Russia has been using different levers, whether that's corruption networks. In this case, it's influencers like Donald Trump, like Elon Musk, to really kind of sow discord. And it's particularly troubling with Elon Musk in this case because Elon Musk has access to state secrets.
Okay, we don't need to listen to the whole thing. He says Elon's a baddie. He's working with Putin. And in response, I think I've got it right here. The next one, oh man. Anyways, the response is, Elon said this guy's got ties to Russia and he's going to see or Ukraine and he's a traitor to this country and we might hang him.
Yeah. Elon said Vidman is on the payroll of Ukrainian oligarchs and has committed treason against the United States, for which he will pay the appropriate penalty. What is the appropriate penalty for treason, Brian Piotr, our resident U.S. history professor? What is the appropriate punishment for high treason against
people have always said death, but I think there's also some flexibility in there for tarring and feathering and sending them back to England.
Okay.
So, we could be somewhere in the middle. We don't have to kill the guy if he's guilty. We could just tar and feather him through the streets of Boston. That seems fitting.
What is it called? Syometry, where the shape of someone's face is like characteristic of their attitude or their personality.
I'll believe you.
Why do they all look like pedophiles? Especially Vidman. The guy is the creepiest looking dude since John Podesta. And it's always some rat-faced guy, always with his mouth puckered like a butthole, talking some dumb shit. Like I don't. Is that what it's called? What is it? Show me in the chat. Syometry, or what is it called? I don't even know. But yeah, they all look like pedophiles. That pisses me off.
Yeah, I think he's just reading a teleprompter. Like, I wonder what the liberal journalist intern is that wrote that. Like, how do you know he didn't just get off the show and be like, why did you make me read that?
Yeah.
Or maybe he does believe it.
All blackmail. Oh, yeah. So, and Dirty Socks said Psygonometry. Is that right? I don't know. I can't read.
Physiognomy. Okay, let's give up. Let's give up and move on.
I don't know.
I've got a picture of our Doge cups. If you go to the forlibertyshop.com, type in Liberty Tonight, you can find our Doge cups and support the show. This is from our friend and supporter of the show, Elliot. Thank you so much, Elliot. We appreciate you. You got two. Man, Ron Paul and Elon Musk. Oh, man. Tell me more. Ron Paul, what are we going to do? I got
baby cut. Chop baby chop. Slash baby slash. Yeah, we got it going on in the Rumble chat. If you're viewing us in Rumble chat right now, all 18 of you, thank you so much for joining. We're having fun in the chat. There's 18, 19, 20 of you now, but only Steffi and Dirty Sock. Don't make Steffi talk to a Dirty Sock by herself. Come in the chat, say hello to us, subscribe and like this video to get it rocking and rolling so we can reach more people. And yeah, I am King Libertarian at King Libertarian on X. I am the benevolent dictator of libertarianism, sort of a head of state, as you will. I don't really want to do much other than just be cool and talk about libertarianism. And I'm here with Brian Piotr Brian _ Piotr on X, and we're also streaming live there on X through at AP4Liberty, who is the head of the ForLibertyNetwork.com and ForLibertyShop.com. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling over there on X as well. But if you're on X, come on over to Rumble. It's a lot cooler over here. Entropy Nomad, thank you for the Rumble rant.
Thank you so much.
Hurt Brain, King Liberty. That was actually in my brain when I said it. That's so weird. You are in my brain, and big words hurt my brain. Thank you so much, Entropy Nomad, for the Rumble rant.
I saw this tweet during the King's speech. I wasn't listening, and it is Ron Paul and Rand Paul, and I haven't watched this, so I don't know if you have, but let's watch it together.
Let's do it.
Dad, before we cut the turkey, I think we need to talk about cutting government waste. I've got some ideas.
Rand, come on. This isn't hardly anything. I know we can do better than that.
What do you have? What can we do?
Well, I've been in this business a little bit longer than you, and I think I can find as much or not more waste. How about
I love this man.
this for a start?
Happy thanks.
Ron holds up entire filing cabinet box. It's obviously empty, and this is all just a stage joke and hilarious. I love that Rand and Ron are doing a little Thanksgiving video together for all of us. Thank God for those people and the Paul family.
Yeah, Steffi, they're not the families of Hollywood, right? They're not. They're not.
What's Ron's wife's name? Carol. She's the sweetest lady in the whole wide world. Like I wish that she could be my grandma. And she had Christmas last year or 2 years ago, and on the Ron Paul podcast, she came on and talked about their Christmas with 50 different people from the family, and all those generations. They're all super based. They're really good libertarians. There's probably somebody who's like a little bit too edgy and thinks it's okay to keep Social Security, but we allow them to still have. Well, let's not talk politics around the dinner table, everybody.
I've got a request for Elon Musk. While you're trying to get us to Mars, I also need you to perfect life extension technology so Ron Paul never dies. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
That.
Yeah, Carol's cookbook. I remember that. I can't remember how long ago that was. A decade ago that I got her cookbook. I don't know where it is. It's probably in a box somewhere. I hope I still have it.
Liberty cookies and freedom cakes and gun pies.
Yeah, I may have never used it, but
gunpowder cocoa.
I also noticed that Ron Paul posted about Doge and then put a link to buying gold through his sponsor. And it's like, if anybody is allowed to grift some gold right now, it is Ron Paul. Like, I'm sick of 99% of people who are saying buy gold from me, but Ron Paul, you put in the work. You put in decade after decade. You have the right.
By the way, if anyone wants to sponsor us and they're a gold dealer, let us know. We will happily hawk your shit. Let's go.
Oh, absolutely. I actually believe in owning precious metals, and so I don't think you should put all your money in precious metals. but I think it's a great thing to have some of it in
It's
it.
a long-term hedge.
And that's a non-sponsored advice. You definitely should get some long-term hedges. Here's the
Absolutely.
next thing up that's been up on the screen behind us for a while we talked. Everyone's just curious, like Walmart scraps the DEI initiatives. What could this possibly be talking about in the video? Do we even need to watch it? Okay, let's do it.
Their biggest victory yet. Walmart, the nation's largest private employer, just announced it is rolling back its diversity, equity, and inclusive initiatives amid outcries over so-called corporate wokeism and claims that DEI is more divisive than inclusive. Walmart says it's ending racial equity.
What's that? That's the sound of winning, everybody.
Yes, you read
Dominoes.
my mind.
Dominoes fallen.
Read my mind. Yeah, the fact that CNN has to say this is part of woke, out of control woke culture. Like, they said that on their network. The reason why DEI is dying is because they're too woke. CNN. This is what winning looks like Brian said.
Hey, no, I got the right thing. You know what just got more diverse? The unemployment line. Oh, yeah.
Woo, baby.
I saw a
Let's
post.
do my own sound effects because we don't have any.
I just found I found a screenshot from LinkedIn of one of these people fired from Walmart and saying, I used to provide microaggression information on a weekly basis as like the whatever VP of information of DEI. And it's like, oh my gosh, I hope this lady never finds a job in that field ever again.
Oh my God.
Can't believe that there's a penny of profit going from my energy drinks or meat or whatever it is I'm buying at Walmart to this lady. Or shoes that last 5 minutes for my kids.
Well, they can always talk to the people from the gender studies departments that were fired, a couple years ago. How's it been going? What have you been up to? I think they're probably teaching yoga for $25 an hour. That's probably what's happening.
Yeah, like goat yoga. Probably. By the way, I don't know if anyone's ever had kids and they shopped at Walmart. Let us know in the chat. But it's a race about what's going to happen. Is the shoe going to fall apart or is the kid going to grow out of the shoe? Every single time. And most of the time, you win. The kid grows out of the shoe before the shoe falls apart. But hey, those shoes are they're like glued pieces of fabric. They're barely making it. So here's a nice compilation. Everyone take a victory lap again. Do you have any ideas for what will happen in 2028?
Oh God, it's not in our headlines, but they're already talking about it and about how Kamala is the front runner and whatever the crap they're talking about.
Well, it depends on performance, right? Like RFK Jr. could tee himself up perfectly if he delivers. But he's got to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, the way that things have been going in recent history, it's the VP, right? That's supposed to be the next one. But I mean, even
Vance is super smart. He could do it. Vivek is smart. He could try again. Honestly, it depends on performance.
Open it up to the primaries. Let's get Vance in there, get RFK in there.
Let Iowa
I
decide.
think RFK would be good. Like that would be hilarious. Not only he would have to join the Republican Party.
Oh, RFK could for sure. It all depends on if the Democrat Party loses control of its stuff. Because RFK could go run as a Democrat if the Democrats don't have the super delegates and the vice grip control that they have now. I don't think that RFK being in the Trump administration will allow him to get a large percentage of registered Democrats, even though he would win. Registered Democrats are so convicted that anybody who touched Trump is poison now that he probably can't win the Dem primary.
Yeah,
that's just hoping. No. And Dirty Sock says Chase will win. I don't think so. I don't think so, guys.
Maybe he'll get 0.7 or 0.8. He'll double. He'll double it.
Worst performing LP candidate of my lifetime. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. We did it.
We did it. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to take a break and say, okay, Nathan Bradley from YouTube says, how does one get 5 million impressions? I think you're talking about X. I did it. It was 100 comments a day on big accounts. My posts never got views. I don't know how did you do it, Libertarian King?
When I got monetized,
Yeah, how did you get your 5 million views?
uh, it was what some people may call engagement farming. I don't call it that. I call it a creative use of my artistic vision. But it was that MFer isn't real, the Tiffany Gomez. So I shared a picture of her doing the famous, that guy isn't real, and I wrote the title, "What if that motherfucker is really real? Like, is she so crazy after all?" And it got like 8 million views. So that's how I broke into it, and that's when the monetization program last summer first broke. So I was one of the first people to actually start getting checks.
So you pulled a
Yeah,
lotto
it was good
ticket.
timing.
Like, you did good work, but you pulled a lotto ticket. Like, it worked. Congratulations. Yeah. That's the
And
other
then
way
I've
of
had
doing it, for
others.
sure.
I've had others go more viral than that. Those kids that were singing "Sweet Child of Mine," but they were like banging pots on their heads, and they were part of some like weird band, and the guy that sounds like Jack Black. I reposted that and said, not a single not a single libertarian girlfriend, not a single girlfriend in sight, and that got like 30 million views because it was just all hate spam. It was like, how dare you say that about these nice young men? I'm sure that they're almost not virgins anymore. Yeah, that was funny.
Now you're playing with the big dogs.
Yes.
Talking with AJ. What do you guys call each other? He calls you just King.
Yeah, no. Yeah, just the king of the whole world. He comes to me to verify some of his conspiracy theories. Yeah, I tried to talk about Sandy Hook, wouldn't listen to me, but it's about the journey, right? Not the destination. But yeah, I was listening to his show the other day, and he mentioned that they were talking about Elon and the woke mind virus and the fact that his son is taken from him on this, and he mentioned that he's mentioned before that his oldest daughter was a libtard, but then last week he mentioned that he's got her back, his whole family. So that's what prompted me to
That's awesome.
post this, and I think what prompted him, him to be out there with him. So I said, I'm glad that he's pictured with his oldest daughter. I said, I'm glad she beat the woke mind virus. And he replied, all my children so far are not just immune to the woke mind virus, but actually fight it. So that was pretty cool.
So, like, it'd be one thing to be like Brad Pitt's kid, and that'd be hard, and there'd be things that'd be difficult about it. But I imagine you can bring a kid home to meet your dad if he's Brad Pitt, and it's not really a big deal. But can you imagine that girl bringing home a boy? It's like, my dad is Alex Jones.
I've got the documents on you, son. I've known this thing for 35 years. You look like you drink atrazine. You want to be gay frog, son? Do you want to be a gay frog? Yeah, no, like the chew out that you would get. Do you even know about the CFR? You little pencil neck. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass for having sex with my daughter. Growl. Yeah.
It'd be preferable that they already work at InfoWars before you start dating. Right? They need to be qualified before this happens. Speaking of unqualified, here's Joey Reid, A Gift to Humanity.
People are rightfully alarmed. They have a reason to be alarmed. And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust. If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast and things get ugly and people get asked to do things and turn people
I don't know, but I think she's right. She should totally Get out of America before it's too late.
Yeah, it's like the video, the first video we showed. How many were like that? But then how many were like this? You know, we're just not funny and like, hey, Trump won. I'm the cool uncle. Like, come over here, give me a noogie. Then there's these sad, depressed, dysfunctional families where you walk in and it's like a wake, and the body inside is the Democrat Party, and they're just mourning like they're sitting Shiva or something. Like,
So AB, that first Joy Reid says it's time to bail on the country, which I hope she does. Here's a video that Donald Trump himself just put out.
Looks, I think we're all in for a very big treat.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Okay, Adam.
Everybody.
The dance of the year.
If this turkey tastes
Let's
half
go.
as good as
We're ruining your
gotta
Christmas. Get out.
Oh, man.
Go
Like,
home.
come on, people. All right, he won, you lost, but like, we're having fun over here. It's like, you don't have to be gay to go to a gay pride parade and see that they're having fun with each other. All right, so join the parade, join the party. You don't have to be with us, but you can hang out. Come on.
And we got a good flag too. It's the American flag. It's classic. You might like it.
Absolutely.
So just to veer off into the place that nobody is looking, the Libertarian Party is having some infighting and pointing of the fingers about cabinet picks. And Angela McArdle's being a total boss and coming out and saying, we're winning. Yeah. RFK Jr. is a registered Libertarian. Y'all are a bunch of bitches. I'm doing the work. I'm going to get people appointed, and you guys are going to complain on the internet. And that's basically what she said. We can play a little bit of it. I don't know if people have already listened to it, but here we go.
I think the goalposts have shifted considerably in the cabinet conversation.
Like the first 60 seconds.
I want to remind everyone that Trump never promised an entirely libertarian administration. Those of you pointing and screeching about every single pick, like it's not correct. I have repeatedly said we will only get only one cabinet position and positions underneath that. No one promised you a better GOP either. I said we will get one, and we will have to keep fighting for more every election cycle. And I also said that if Trump only keeps one promise, if he only frees Ross, it will still be a win and the most progress we have.
So let's talk about that. I was there when Trump spoke. I was about 50 feet away from him. He said, support me and I'll put a libertarian in the cabinet. The next day I nominated him and he got 4 votes.
Yeah.
So in what way did we support him and now he owes us something? From my point of view, the Libertarian Party gave him 4 votes out of 1,000 and nominated somebody else, and therefore relieving Trump of any kind of deal, because there needs to be 2 parts to a deal. Trump's supposed to give us a cabinet pick. What did the Libertarian Party give him? Nothing. Yeah. Sure, all the Libertarians voted for him, but that's not because of the LP leadership or anything that happened in the convention. That's because, well, I mean, they did put up a terrible candidate. Thank you. That's great. But if they had put up a candidate that stole votes from Trump, there was no consideration about Trump's deal in the voting at the convention. I nominated him. He still got 4 votes. That's the end of that, as far as I'm concerned. Trump owes you nothing. The fact that RFK Jr. is great and Tulsi Gabbard is great in her position, like she's a libertarian in national security views. She's not libertarian in other things, but she's going to be in charge of national security stuff. That's same thing with RFK Jr. He's not libertarian, but he's anti-establishment and libertarian in some of the things that we care about in his position. Yes. So
yeah, it's ironic. It's ironic that we had a right-wing controlled libertarian party that ended up getting bamboozled into nominating a left-wing communist as Jeremy Coffin would say, communist, gay, retard, whatever he says, candidate, that then us
Gay race communist.
supporting Trump instead ended up giving us two left libertarian cabinet picks, essentially. In essence, if you put Tulsi and RFK together, they make one whole libertarian, and it's a leftist libertarian.
And forget all of it. Forget all of that. Vivek and Elon are attempting to do something that we have always wanted. Libertarians lived, they were created for the destruction of the federal government, ending the Federal Reserve. And we have the richest man on earth and Vivek Ramaswamy saying that we're going to cut government spending. We're going to cut government departments. We're going to fire government employees. We're going to audit or end the Federal Reserve. And Elon's putting up polls saying, should we have this later? Should we get rid of the IRS? And people are voting yes. This is libertopia, guys. This is the most right-wing libertarian possible future that there was to imagine, and it's being delivered. And anybody who's on the internet complaining that we didn't get whatever we wanted for a cabinet position, and so the deal's off. Like, what freaking insane people. Insane.
Anyone who follows me on X will know that what we're leading to here is what I've dubbed the hall monitor libertarian.
Yes.
Hall monitor libertarian. These are the folks that are responding particularly to Angela and the LNC and every libertarian that voted for Trump. Their premise is, and I responded and I made that term up. I've coined it. You owe me $1 if you use it.
A Bitcoin.
A Bitcoin. One Bitcoin, $90,000.
Yeah.
Pay tribute to your king, or I'll cut your head off.
Yep.
But the point I made, it was as if libertarians voting for Trump were somehow bamboozled. That haha, you got tricked, and the fact that there's no libertarian cabinet position, now is my chance to glom onto you, to jump onto you, to rub in your face that you're dumb. I knew all of these things that were gonna I'm smarter than you. I've been a libertarian longer than you, and you got tricked, and I'm gonna rub it in your face. And these are the folks that really get us pissed off. And Dave Smith had a space, that same spaces that we showed there. He made this point too, but you didn't understand libertarian philosophy more than we did. You didn't understand the GOP and the Democrat and the dynamics. We all came cut from the same cloth, essentially. You're talking to us like we're dumb, like we didn't understand what us supporting Trump meant and what the risks are and what we could expect.
Like, some people just don't understand. They don't understand power, and they don't care about power. They just want to have a philosophical argument for all the time.
Yes.
They would like to sit and sip some whiskey and debate for the sake of debating.
Well, they remove whole pieces of context to fit this mold, and it's because they're lazy and they want to continue on with what they've been doing. This isn't Clinton versus Bush. This isn't Bush versus Gore. This isn't Romney versus Obama. And to disregard that entire fact as the context of this entire conversation, and to disregard the extremely dynamic situation that we're in and the opportunity that we had that we pounced on. This wasn't some ordinary out of the run of the mill. Every 4 years, it's this dumbass and that dumbass, blue dumbass, red dumbass going together, and then it really doesn't matter who you picked. No, this time it did. And when the one time it did matter and what we were doing, you were sat on the sidelines and you sat in your little tower in the middle of nowhere casting your philosophical stones at nobody, while we were in the arena really getting dirty and doing things and changing things and going towards liberty. That was the point they were making on that space, is like, you're saying it would be worth it if just Ross is freed, that would be worth it. But then at the same time, you're poo-pooing us for making that been done. And so you're saying that would have been worth it, but then the fact that we supported Trump to make it happen, we're bad.
Dude, and I just reject everything most of these libertarians that are against Trump are saying. Trump is awesome. Trump got indicted 1 million times by a corrupt system, he got a mugshot and he's got shot at, and he's got to be so ready for Jan 20. Like, that guy is going to go in with more animosity towards the actual state than any president's ever had. And if we want to get rid of the state, because I personally would just like to get rid of as much of the state as I can, whittle away at the behemoth, the man's primed. He's not going to run again. He got shot at multiple times. There's been assassination attempts. That guy is going in as the most libertarian possible president, and we are going to get a lot out of it. And freaking, hey man, let's go in and fire employees. I'm ready. I am ready.
To put a bow on this whole libertarian conversation with Trump and how it all engages together. Toad, Tower Gang Toad, love that guy. He said Trump actually knows exactly what libertarians are. He called libertarians a bunch of losers at the LNC. And I replied, Trump told a booing crowd, enjoy your 3% every 4 years. And we ended up getting 0.4%. So
not we. I left. I'm a Republican now.
Off with your head.
Off with my head. Here's a beautiful video about why Kamala lost.
The root of this mistake actually came very early on.
Kevin.
They didn't run a process. They made an excuse of $317 million in the kitty. They kept the same campaign manager and said, we will anoint this faulted, broken candidate who was inconsequential in her vice presidency, lost in 2019, as you detailed, complete loser in 2020, never could articulate anything, had no compassion for people. And her own advocates, let's not forget this. I remember the minute this happened, I was in Europe. She went on to The View. All those women wanted her to win. They threw her a softball. They threw her a second softball. She was so weak as a candidate, she couldn't even answer that she would do something different. It ricocheted around the world. She was finished.
Well, let me go.
They will never do that again.
Man,
she was finished, and we all knew it. And the only risk was, are they going to try to steal?
And they did.
And
they tried.
They may have stolen some Senate seats. You know, I still don't believe that 4 Senate seats went Democrat when Trump won them. Trump wins Arizona by 5+%, and the Kerry Lake campaign still managed to lose by just a few thousand votes. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't believe it, but
it's quite fishy. But yeah, Kevin is extremely correct, as he is. He was always my favorite character on Shark Tank. Cuban was always a little bitch boy, and I didn't like him. Yeah, it's, what more can you say? I'm glad he didn't give to her campaign, that's for sure. But it was a total farce. It was horse crap from the beginning, and they all knew it. And they lied to everybody's face. Enjoy it, Democrats.
Yeah. By the way, if you think they're lying to you about that, I think you can also take the mask off. I think it's also about time that you realize that there's been a few other lies in the past.
Yeah. You think?
I don't think they think, but I hope that someday they do. So here's Jon Stewart talking about the conversation of having Trump going over to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring.
Joe and Mika going down there might be one of my favorite, when they had to come out and go, and so we did. Like, they spent the year going, this man will destroy all that you hold dear. He is a Hitler Mussolini cocktail mix. And we must all say, literally 1 week later, they're like, so we have lunch, a light lunch. I get the watercress salad, and you know Joey. He loves shrimp fra diavolo. So and the Mar-a-Lago shrimp fra diavolo is delicious. I thought that was one of the more remarkable, but it shows the performative nature of so much of all of this shit, which is, again, when you talk about credibility, like, Joe and me.
It's like the political wins will change what I'm saying from day 1 to day 2. I've got no backbone. I've got no principles. We all know that. That's the way it is there. That is the way it is.
And John is among those that I was talking about earlier. You know, they'll get pissed off. They understand what's happening, and they'll slowly start to wake up. But they're still so ideologically against Trump and Trump people and MAGA. I think they'll just, go off and do their own thing. I think maybe they'll get just completely apolitical and just get totally disinterested in it and just become like nihilistic about the whole thing. When they see there's nowhere to put their power to concentrate it into a ring of Mordor that they can use against Middle Earth, like they've been doing for the past, I don't know, 12, 15 years. But yeah, I don't know what the future holds for liberals that probably will never come over to the MAGA side, but are rightfully so disgusted with the Democrat Party as it is. I don't know what they're gonna do. I maybe just go in and try to like reform the Democrat Party from the ground up. I mean,
I think they should move to the UK. We need an exchange program, a permanent immigrant exchange program. You give us Tommy Robinson supporters, and we give you these liberals. I'll give you a 10-to-1. We'll give you 10 liberals for every one Tommy Robinson supporter. In fact, how many of these crazy deranged liberals that are afraid of Trump do we need to send to get Tommy Robinson out of jail? Like that freaking communist. I don't know if I can ever visit the UK again. I don't feel safe there. But I know that it's Black Friday tomorrow. Everyone here is wondering what the AP for Liberty shop, or just the For Liberty shop, is going to do for you. Well, we got a couple of deals. We have buy a Christmas sweater and get an ornament at 15% off. That's a great deal. And the other one is, actually, I think there's a third one too. Buy a coffee and get a mug 10% off. So you buy a coffee, Founding Flavors coffee, which is fantastic. Absolutely killer. Like, you want to be violently awake? It's great for that.
Yeah.
Get a mug 10% off. There's a whole list of things actually down here that have been added since I last looked. Buy 2 keychains, get 50% off. You get gun keychains so that you can scare off those blue-haired liberals in your life. Buy a whiskey glass set, get $20 off. Oh, what a beautiful glass set that looks like. And if you want to support our Doge stuff directly on our show, we have quite a large collection of Liberty Tonight things on here. We have whiskey glasses that we showed last week, the Doge mugs that we showed this week. You guys got to if you get something from us, please send me pictures. I'll make sure that we air it on the show. We're here for the viewers. We're here to share stuff with you. If you don't like it, let us know. Tell us in the comments things you wish that we would make. We can see if we can make them. And if you
were talking to you,
if you like ugly people, people are talking to me on where?
No, I was talking to AP. AP, you're listening.
Yeah, we're talking to you. If you're listening, if people have suggestions. By the way, there's some ugly people in this world, and I want everybody to take a moment and shield your eyes if you don't like looking at them.
Platform at the whims of one man's decisions. And so I do think that it really creates a massive national security issue for every country that allows these platforms
this is who the government's
to
funding.
persist without strict adherence to even enforcing their own terms of service.
This is the person that's kicking
there are
off
different
social
ways
media.
that we might combat this as a
She's
society,
reporting us right now, probably
but
on YouTube.
The idea that good speech
She's the
will
one
win,
that,
it just doesn't hold
when you said, I don't know about
truth
masking
anymore.
that seems
Really,
kind of
what
weird.
wins online
She
is
was the
content.
one that sent you flushing down the toilet into oblivion. This Jabba the Hutt.
She should probably keep the mask. I understand why. I understand now. Don't take the mask off. You took it off too early. Worry about COVID. You looked better, lady. I think lady. I don't want to offend her too much, but
when the basement dwelling goes to a next level where you've collected so much power in your basement and the tentacles of Mordor have gone out, and that you've gotten a government job or like a consulting job where you're the one deciding what's good and what's bad, and you look like that, That just fills me with so much rage and also so much anticipation for Doge. I hope Doge delivers her a big fat pink slip, and
I
maybe a
hope
couple of salami sandwiches too, just to say thank you for your service.
I just want to act out what I hope happens. This lady,
She's like leaning back and shit too.
I've been locked out. That's weird. Ding, ding.
Big gulp.
I'm
Oh.
locked out. What happened? Picks up cell phone. My cell phone's disconnected. That's weird. It's a work phone. Maybe I should drive into the office. Drives into the office, checks the security gate. Doesn't work. That's how they figure it out. It's not no other way. It's like, oh, apparently I'm fired. The checks
she
checks stopped coming in, and they thought they were working.
She did the South Park, the World of Warcraft episode where the guy is leaned back, flicking Cheetos off his chest, but instead of playing World of Warcraft, she's just she's monitoring people's hate speech online.
She's reporting them on Instagram.
Where's Princess Leia? Release Princess Leia at once, Jabba.
Wait, are they trafficking kids on our platform? That's cool. We're not really going to do anything about that. Did somebody say something mean about Kamala? Because that's not cool. We got to report that immediately.
Did you question the efficacy of this vaccine that does not do what it says it's going to do? Horrible misinformation. I'm going to banish you to the bottom of the sand pit. What was the monster in the sand pit? I can't remember anymore.
I don't know the name of it. I'm not a Star Wars nerd, but I bet some people are. I do know that Star Wars in 1977 was like the third most watched or profitable movie of all time. I don't know if it was 3.
One of the peasants in the chat will know. One of them is a nerd, I'm sure of it.
Yeah. There's 26 people watching on Rumble Studio right now. Thank you all. Thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you, but we would. We would do this without you. We'd just do it, just you and me. We keep going. We'll never quit on you. The IRS said it wants $20 billion more money. What do you think its budget should be? Increase, decrease, deleted. Deleted wins. America is
Vox
a lot.
Populi. Vox Populi. The people have spoken. Delete their budget.
Elon, you got to go with it. You have no choice now. The world is healing, everybody.
Yes.
So here's what the real baller move is. If you are an employee, you fill out a W-2. There's a W-4. I think it's a W-2. Baller move is on January 1st, if you believe that we're getting rid of income taxes, write tax exempt and submit it to your employer and stop withholding all income tax. Because you won't be paying it next year because the IRS is getting deleted. So why would they need to withhold anything? And if you're wrong, it might cause some problems, but make a baller bet. IRS gets deleted. And then maybe you just like have the best story of all time, or maybe you get some penalties. We'll find out together.
Hitting that delete button. My God.
My financial advice is roll the dice. Maybe do a magic 8-ball. See what you're supposed to do on it.
Absolutely.
And speaking of things that we want to get rid of, the Department of Education. We were promised this by Trump. And I just got to say that it better happen. It absolutely better happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Go for it.
Maybe when Elon and Vivek audit the Defense Department, maybe for the first time in their history they'll pass one. Yeah, so the fact that they haven't passed an audit in I don't know how long, and trillions of dollars is unaccounted for. I wonder if it's not all burned and smashed like Hillary Clinton's servers or in the bottom of a shredder. I wonder if they can get the bottom of it. I wonder if they can find where that money actually went.
It's so unfair that I'm not allowed to fail an audit. The IRS audits me. I can't just say, oh, that's weird. Where'd that money go? Where that money? I don't know. It went. I can't account for it. It's somewhere. And yeah, I guess that's it. See you next year. Maybe you will be able to pass it next year, guys. My bad. Continue on.
My bad.
Don't find me or anything. I'm pretty sure that don't you go to jail, but that's why they hired 87,000 IRS employees that I hope are all getting fired real soon.
No tax on tips.
No taxes on everybody and any
all
income.
They care about is themselves. And as soon as one of their friends or allies,
why do they always look like this?
How many lockers do you have to get thrown in before you grab those glasses and start doing this?
Yeah. How does he look like he has a cleft lip, but he doesn't have one? How does that work? Like,
I think that I can equally make fun of the way he speaks and the words he says.
They immediately cut them off. Just see how many times Trump freaking fired people and other things just because they disagreed with his moron ass. Don't worry, everybody. We will defeat
this is the
white
gayest
man.
vampire I've ever seen.
He said, "We will defeat the white man."
This straight man.
White. How dare you be white?
We will
straight
defeat the white man. Does he know he's a white man? Is he blind and he just doesn't know? It's like that Dave Chappelle skit with the Black Klansman. He just didn't know that he happens to be white.
Yeah. So what was the guy's name? Yeah.
Yeah. You can take yourself out, man.
I don't know what he would be one of those first candidates that either you would either send him to the gulag. Maybe he needs to go to the gulag, but I feel like if you put him in the gym, you gave him some filtered water, and you balanced out his hormones and got the atrazine and bisphenol A out of his system, I think you may have a shot with him. Clayton Bigsby, that's right, and Sarlacc, the worm monster. Thank you, chat. I can always rely on you peasants to help me out in a jam. But
here's Clayton
yeah.
Bigsby in a GIF. The racist black guy Dave Chappelle plays. He hates black people. He doesn't know he's black.
I'm coming out with my 5th book. White power. Why the white man wins. Why white is right. Clayton Bigsby. Yeah.
Spell show.
That's the only quotes that I'm allowed to quote from that segment. The rest of them are totally off limits to me.
Yeah, but that guy, he's calling for the end of white people, so I don't know what his deal is. So I don't know how many people watch CNN outside of making fun of CNN on X and this show. It can't be a big number. But here's CNN making fun of X for being misinformation or whatever.
Than Facebook and
there's
Twitter.
Still, what she's saying is that there's still a litmus test of journalism that you have to pass. You can't come on TV and just make up things and say things. That happens on X.
Really?
Please don't give me the eyebrow furrow as if you don't know what I'm talking about. It happens often on X. I can go and say the color is blue, and I will be met with so many disrespectful remarks. No one's
disrespectful.
The color is blue.
Disrespectful.
You can go on there and say the color is blue, lady. I don't think that is wrong. I don't know what you were meant to say there, but the color is blue. Oh, okay.
Regulating the N-word. No one's regulating the criticism. No one is regulating how people are treated.
How much government regulation of the First Amendment are you for?
Let me tell you something. If I came on here and I just started calling you all kind of names, do you think the bosses would let me continue to do that?
I mean, it happens to me occasionally. I don't know if you watch
it doesn't happen to you, but it doesn't happen for me. And I know that I wouldn't be able to do that. There's a level of professionalism in what we do here because we are journalists and we adhere to something at least morally. And there is no moral compass on this thing called. You're also.
No, you adhere to things morally. I would love to hear her explain just a little bit what morals are, where she gets them. Because I have a feeling that it's the woke morals in the woke religion, and if you leave that religion, it's immoral and wrong. So free speech is wrong because it's not allowed. You're only allowed approved speech in wokeism.
Yes.
And I'm sure that she's some kind of high priestess in wokeism and is probably more qualified on the topic than I. But I'm pretty sure that free speech is allowed in America. It's just not allowed in wokeism, and that's what they have on CNN. So it's just a way that they're using terminology to understand reality is a little different.
Well, here's yes, I agree with you. Here's the thing. What was that? What was that Russia gate thing? Russia. What was the Hunter Biden's laptop? What was WMDs in Iraq? What was babies in incubators? What were all of these just hundreds, if not thousands, of easily provable at the time, but then later proved for 100% fact lies that they either did or should have known were lies?
No, I have their chapter and verse here for why they can do that. It says, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." The past was erased. The erasure was forgotten. The lie became truth. They've got a book of 1984 under the desk, and they think it's the Bible. They go by whatever's on the teleprompter is true today. And if that changes tomorrow, such is life. It changes tomorrow. The truth will be new tomorrow. History will be forgotten. We can all forget it.
That's the thing too. Is with the Mexico thing that all people from Mexico are bad and good people on both sides. There is a matter of fact of this. When they say it, even if they retract it, even if it's said to be false, it ripples out through the society, and people, even though it's a provable lie that has been debunked for a long time, they continue it on. Right, so that's another reason why they do it, because they can literally brainwash people and change their perception of reality just by lying to them bold-facedly. It's real sick, but you have morals, you have professionalism, you have a code of conduct. You went to journalism school, you drank lattes at the library, and you vet out your little sources that are just
those were
CIA
don't forget that those were soy, non-GMO, organically sourced lattes. And they were nut free, and they were gluten free, and they were brain cell free, and they made me a better person.
Yes, and my sources are just CIA people that either work for my network or work for the CIA, and they call me and they tell me, this is the story you're going to cover because we want to distract from this, or we want to create a false narrative about that. And that's my unnamed sources within the State Department that I totally developed. I went out and I found them. I did my research. They were handed to me.
I went deep into the trenches to get my sources.
Oh yeah.
They didn't just email me and said this is totally secret, but you could probably leak it. That 60 different intel agencies said that Trump did this and that, and then find out later it was a lie and no one's angry at those people. And okay, let's not complain. They're let's win. Today's Thanksgiving. What are we thankful for? What are we thankful for? It's people like this, and their careers are dead.
Like the New York Times and like the Wall Street Journal. I mean, interestingly, when there's a big news event, a big world event, people still come to the legacy brands. We still have a lot of trust. But I think you only have to go back. I think we have to.
I don't trust them.
Maintain that trust, and we have to work at maintaining it in a way that we didn't have to do not so long ago. So if you go back, really not that long ago, as I say. We owned the news. We were the gatekeepers.
We
and
are
we very
the
much
news.
owned the facts as well.
We own the news.
Said it in the
We
Wall
are the
Street Journal, the New York
gatekeepers.
Times.
Thou
Then
art
that was
peasants.
Economic forum.
Nowadays, people can go to all sorts of different sources for the news, and they're much more questioning about what we're saying. So it's no longer good enough for us just to say, this is what happened, or this is the news. We have to explain explain our working. So readers expect to understand how we source stories. They want to know how we go about getting stories. We have to sort of lift the bonnet, as it were, and in a way that newspapers, aren't used to doing, and explain to people what we're doing. We need to be much more.
We have to explain ourselves to the peasants. They're starting to ask questions and get all riled up. they don't just take our word for it, just hook, line, and sinker. We can't just pour our propaganda down their throats. We have to do work. We have to actually convince them that the truth is the truth. This is not how it used to be. And because of other alternative news,
here's another meltdown, just like the king is going on. Real life meltdown.
Everything we do is under fire. Elon Musk sits on Twitter every day, or X today, saying like, we are the media. You are the media. My message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You're not the media.
This is a toddler having a fit that his toy was taken away.
We both have toddlers. We know what this is like.
And the response is to let him just have his fit and us just laugh about it. And that's what's happening. You know what? Liberty Tonight is the media. We have 25 viewers right now, and that is about equal to whoever this dude is. And that makes us the media.
We are so much better than you.
And we are not going to lie to you. We have no cosmic overlords providing us stupid things to say to you about made up monkeypox. Don't have gay orgies. You're not going to get monkeypox. There you go. That you won't see that at whatever publication this guy works for. Promise you. You have any other gems to share? Good night, Dirty Sock, Entropy Nomad. We're thankful to have for fellow deplorables. Yeah. You know what?
Yes.
Deplorable was always a good name. I'm very thankful to have a fellow deplorable like you as well. If you're a deplorable, give yourself a round of applause. It's been a hard slog, but we're finally getting to the victory march. We're going to have a huge rally next 4 years. We're going to fire government employees. Gas is going to be cheap again. I'm thinking about like the economic consequences of Trump and how to actually position myself for success over the next 4 years. Like, do you have any ideas for that? That definitely is financial advice for anyone listening.
Financial advice for anyone listening. I would have said Bitcoin, but then the dude, the stock trader guy, freaking
Jim
Cramer, inverse Kramer got us on the Bitcoin. That son of a bitch.
Yeah, he said buy Bitcoin, and so it crashed right when it was about to hit 100K.
Son of a bitch. You know what? We need to scientifically research this. Like, all right, I don't know if it was a real tweet, but he said that World War III is coming. We're like, woo, we're safe. Or nuclear war is coming. Like, we're good.
The inverse Kramer is an X account.
Ukraine will be all right.
You can follow the inverse Kramer account on X.
The inverse Kramer account, and then the Pelosi stock trader account. Those are two great ones. But what else should we do? You know, real estate's always a good thing.
Oh, Nelson65, you just gave me an idea. I need to buy a nice big V8. Something that gets terrible gas mileage.
Yes.
Like something that is currently pretty cheap, like another giant big Expedition or Suburban.
Yes. Yeah.
Just because it's not going to matter.
8 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who cares? Lift it, put giant tires on it, get 4 miles per gallon, and just whatever. Don't matter. Don't matter.
Yes.
But I would still say that real estate in liberal cities is not something I would touch with the 10-foot pole.
No. Yeah, no. The retail space, the tenant space, it's all jacked up. Yeah, people who live in downtown, especially like Denver, like, what are you doing with your life?
Though housing could get cheaper everywhere if we really do deport people.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Donald Trump and John Fetterman were both on the Rogan podcast the other day together, and Trump was bullying Fetterman a little bit. We should watch.
Son of a bitch. He just got himself indicted.
Oh my God! No, you deserve.
You're such a stupid guy. What a disgrace! What a big fat idiot! When I'm president, you're going to jail.
Hey,
you're so stupid.
Do it for your country. Well,
will you do that? Everybody wants to touch it. They die for it.
Okay, I'm willing to have that conversation.
So it's a very smart choice.
I mean, what's that going to look like?
Just some old-fashioned screwing. We're going to the bedroom.
Old-fashioned
Got a huge hall.
How did they get
got
this?
The biggest in the world. It's so beautiful. One of the biggest, like the Empire State Building, laying down on its side times 4, would fill this whole room up to the ceiling. Oh, you have no idea. It's harder than
I don't know how this was
gosh.
made.
Am I going to be okay?
Yeah, 1/10 of 1%
did he
die.
not say all that on
And
Joe
they certainly get
Rogan's
hurt
podcast?
badly. Really, I mean, they can't walk after a certain period of time.
I'm not an expert. I'm not trained in that.
Look, just relax.
We'll
pause here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Okay.
It's going to be so good for this country. By the way, you're still going to jail.
Hey.
You stupid son of a bitch.
You stupid
my
son
God.
of a bitch. You're still going to jail. Just touching. Joe Rogan. Oh, that was a good one.
Look, I
That was a
am
good
not
one.
a good enough creator to make that. I don't know how he did it.
Oh man.
Was it AI? Because I know that Trump did not say all those things, but he
might
made
have.
the mouth was followed all those words pretty much perfectly.
Joe looks like such like a potato. I'm sorry. I love the man, but it's like if Bruce Willis and a potato had a baby, and it was 5'4".
Joe Rogan's an American hero at this point. Like
When are we
he
gonna do the roast of
single-handedly
Joe Rogan?
he's single-handedly taken down giant corporations that own the media by simply having conversations with people. He created this whole industry that we're doing right now, like us partaking in it right now. I'm thankful for Joe Rogan that this space exists. Couldn't have done it
Hey,
without
you know
him.
how much damage was done to CNN for making him green when he took ivermectin and how stupid they look? But you guys have morals. You guys have integrity. You guys have professionalism that you directed them to take a video of Joe Rogan and make it green and broadcast it to your viewers to make it seem like he was sick from COVID and taking ivermectin. Ivermectin, which would have saved many, many lives and it cured people early.
And even the
treatment.
filter they put on him, it was a lazy filter. It was over
it was
the
like they
whole
went to
screen.
Instagram.
Yeah, they went to Instagram and did a filter over the whole screen. Like you could have traced him with a mask
Yeah.
and gone less greedy on the filter, right? Just slightly more yellow or green or whatever you're going for.
But you guys are professionals.
Yeah.
You guys have the morals. You went to journalism school, so you could have your intern go on Instagram, put a filter on his reel, and broadcast it to your network, and tell your viewers to not take ivermectin, the horse paste, and take a jab that did not do anything to stop or slow infection.
Yeah. So
you all should go to jail. I'm sorry.
You know, I also would like to take another lesson from history here, which you provided for me. That is, Meghan Markle is separating from Prince Harry.
Professionally separating.
So let this be a message to everybody. Divorced actress. You give her a royal wedding. She makes you divorce from your family and leave your duties in country and go on this really sick, like Netflix documentary, We're Better Than You binge, and in the end dumps you. Like,
yeah.
Never once touch crazy. That crazy divorced actress type, don't even talk to them.
And it was woke shit that she was doing with the royal family too. They don't like me because I'm black. Like, it's the Queen of England. She doesn't like anybody. She's a royal. You're a peasant. It wasn't because you're black. It's because you're a mouthy American woman who is of no standing whatsoever anywhere in the world.
You're a divorced actress that does not know decorum.
Right.
She probably thinks that decorum is somehow related to slavery and is you can't use the word anymore because it's a microaggression. It's probably something
Decorum,
like that.
It isn't a liquor. It isn't a high-end fashion brand. It isn't Gucci. It isn't Louis Vuitton. you're not Princess Diana. It's not charming when you break protocol because you can't keep your damn mouth shut and stop butting into everything. Yeah, like.
Well, what's also really funny and kind of makes this all really sweet is like we divorced from this country a long time ago, and this is not our like. I'm never interested in the royals in the first place, but Britain has also become this really communist, crazy place where woke has gone amok, like way worse than the U.S., where they're putting people in jail for Facebook posts. The media, the whole country, has to take the side of Meghan Markle, even though nobody
go to jail.
does.
Off with their head.
Like, no real person thinks that what she has done to this man is legitimate. Like, none of it.
It's real
but
sad.
They're all forced to do that. We're all forced to support her. And Harry made some mistakes. Let's just say that there's some lessons to be learned here. And if there are any other future royals before they get rid of the royalty in England, that you can look at this man's life and make different choices.
Yeah, as I wrote up there, imagine abdicating your royalty for an uppity American woman. Sorry, British men, we should have warned you. But also, thanks for the tea, bitches.
Yeah, if you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe. Maybe consider sending us $1 or $2 on Rumble Rants. Support the show that way. We are always going to reinvest back into the show and perhaps do stupid things with it. Promise we'll do one of the two.
Yes.
And then also, if you aren't following us, here are our screen names on X, our usernames. We'd appreciate if you follow us. We'll follow you back. We'll be friends. It'll be good. If you've done that and I haven't followed you back, message me. I'll follow you back.
We're just gonna go until we run out of stories.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
it's Thanksgiving. We were eating. We aren't terminally on X like some of you are. I mean, I am, but it was an impromptu Thanksgiving. We were tired from the turkey, but we were full. Our hearts were full, and we decided to come on here and see what everyone was up to. After all of the chicanery and family time. We're your family too.
Yeah, and I do love the world that we're in and the fact that we're winning all the way around. There's something called the 4B movement, which I think everybody's heard of, but I'll play the clips so that everyone is on the same page in case you haven't.
What do you make of this 4B movement? The women that are shaving their heads.
Which, by the way, Sean Hannity called me, I don't know, a communist one time.
You directly?
Yeah, he called me a communist.
Wait, what? What is this story?
So I ran for U.S. Senate against Joe O'Dea. Joe O'Dea came on his show. Joe O'Dea's a Republican, and just like he's the worst kind of Republican. He's a Democrat that signed that he would be a Republican on a piece of paper, and so I didn't drop out and I ran against him. And so when Joe O'Dea was talking to Hannity, Hannity asked, "Who's this Brian Piotr polling at 5%? Is he a communist stooge?" Something like that.
What?
He actually pronounced my name right, so hats off to Sean Hannity for doing that.
You should play that clip. You should find and play it.
I did save it. I know I saved it, so I can find it.
You're famous, man. Let's see it. But we can play the clip first.
The women that are, quote, withholding sex, the women that are threatening to divorce their husbands and stockpiling abortion pills. What's your comment on that? Because that's like my favorite topic now.
It's your favorite topic? Okay, you're scaring me now, Sean.
It's my favorite topic because they're nuts.
They are. They're psychotic, frankly.
Yes.
But they're not real women in that way, in my mind, I guess. They're not desirable women. I guess I'm going to try to speak for most red-blooded American men like yourself.
She is fine as hell, I'll tell you that.
At the end of the day,
Woo!
I do think, and I'm not trying to be mean or insensitive, but I do think the Trump derangement syndrome has just gone off the cliff here. And there is something wrong upstairs, in my mind, for so many of these women who are reacting that way. And the scary thing is that I think a lot of them are smart educated women who are choosing to believe these things. And that's why the Democrats have pushed it for so long, though, because it has proven to work. This is the first time, though, to the shock and dismay of the left, that it hasn't worked. And I look at some of the demographics from this past election, which is 3 weeks ago yesterday, hard to believe. I mean, 18 to 24-year-old women. I mean, didn't Trump win that demographic? So really, people have begun, sane women have begun to do their homework and not just go for the low-hanging.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what their goals are. If no one wanted to sleep with them, they're going to withhold sex. That's what we all wanted. We all wanted you to do that. Thank you for going along with it. Abstinence always works. Always works.
We're getting so tired of winning over here, guys.
Just choose abstinence, ladies. Shave your heads. Shave your heads and choose abstinence. And you get back at me. You get back at me. You do it as hard as you
Don't make
like.
offspring that are going to perpetuate throughout time. You know, it's like you were saying earlier. It's a toddler fit. They didn't get what they wanted, and you know the person who they perceive as a bully won. The quarterback, the jerk quarterback, won the game and got the girl, and like it's their worst nightmare in their mind of still living through their middle school and high school days, and they never matured. They never, you know, in that way. So everything she said was spot on gold. I got nothing to add there.
Also, I've got a wife and 4 kids, and already doing pretty good. I saw another video where this lady who's some crazy deranged woke leftist was saying, "I'm gonna go sleep with your husbands and I'll show you what I can do." Like, no, you're not. I have some control over this as well.
Get over here. Let me cheat on you. Come on. Come on. Love me already. He's like a squirrel coming up and like humping you, like you love me. You're cheating on me with your wife. Like, ew, get away. Yes, we're not controlled by our dicks. We can say no.
Yeah, and it's as simple as
we can see crazy from a mile away.
Yeah, you press 3 little dots, block, done. Problem solved. So. But just want everyone to know that we are part of the For Liberty Network, which includes the Wake Up America show and Culturama. The Wake Up America show, as most of you probably already know, is from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central. And Culturama is right before this one, which is 7 to 9 p.m. Or 7. Wait, what is it in Central? 7 to 9
or
Central.
Yes.
And we are 9 to 11 Central. I'm in Eastern time zone here in Indianapolis, so I'm doing a little converting live for you. And you can see that even though I have an aerospace degree, simple math is difficult late at night. So
I sit atop Mount Olympus, also known as the state of Florida, where I am in Central time zone. I am in what I call L.A., Lower Alabama. And it is a wonderful place. It is a magical place of clear blue oceans and the biggest rednecks in history. So come enjoy our beaches and come enjoy every dude in a big truck and Trump flags everywhere.
When
75% my county voted for Trump. It is red, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I was in Destin one time, and the beach was beautiful, the water was clear, and there were some giant jellyfishes.
Yes.
Absolutely enormous
the
jellyfish.
Moon jellyfish, they do come in quite often.
And that made me a little bit more hesitant, but I'm sure it's fine sometimes.
Yeah, there was a big spawn one time, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Not going to wait in there. Yeah.
All right.
Eastern Socialist time. That's right. Barney Styles.
Here's what to expect from Trump's second term.
Millions of people in camps managed by the U.S. military. I expect it will be military raids in civilian areas to try to take on this extreme anti-immigrant agenda, which I think he means every word of. I think that it's the end of American participation in NATO in any meaningful sense. I think it's
That's awesome.
really, really bad news for Ukraine.
Great.
I think ultimately it's
You
bad
don't need
news
to keep
for
selling us on
Taiwan.
this.
I think
You've already
it
sold me
is
on Trump.
a
Stop trying to sell
big
me.
leap toward the multipolar world that Vladimir Putin has been dreaming of and preaching for a long time. And I think internally in the United States, they will start arresting their enemies and bringing bogus prosecutions and Justice Department civil lawsuits against everybody who.
For the first time?
Really?
Where has this been done before?
Where have we seen this before?
I don't
where
know. Have
use
you
a
ever arrested
weaponized
a
Justice
president,
Department?
maybe? I think they've
You're gonna-
arrested a president.
Wow, what? What?
So
You're
you
going to use the
pop
State Department?
Pop the cork off that champagne, and then the moment you don't control it, oh no, the bad guy's gonna do what we did. Way to think it through. Unfortunately, I actually doubt that Trump is going to throw people in prison.
Well,
I hope he does.
Here's the thing. Rachel Maddow, what she's really mad about, she's not really mad about Trump or any of this stuff. What she's really mad is that MSNBC is so bad that she had to cut her salary. Hold on. She had to cut her salary down from 30 million to 20. Sorry.
Moment of silence.
R.I.P. 5 million a year. Okay, all right. I've gained my composure for that. No. So lies and things like saying, if you take the vaccine, you're not gonna spread it. You in particular, the man in the tracksuit and the pantsuit, peddled on your network, which is heavily funded by Pfizer. It's just so funny. They come out and say everything that they've been doing, or the one thing that they have been doing the opposite of, that they're terrified that we're going to roll back, like the Ukraine war, like this mass illegal immigration process. See, in there, she says this anti-immigrant agenda. Elon Musk is African, all right? There is nothing against immigration, and that's been this whole thing this entire time. Like, you hate immigrants, this blah blah blah. America's always been a melting pot. It always has been since the beginning, and it always will be. It's not anti-immigration; it's obviously illegal immigration. So it's a delicious cake of layers of lies that they serve up. And it's meshed in, and it's set over these little NPR voices, and with people with little funny glasses and not assuming haircuts. It's really a tragedy that we have to be subjected to them for this long, and it's a great success that I think Elon's going to go through with MSNBC. I think he's going to buy it because, Brian, you may be able to shed light on this, I'm not sure, but because they're a network company, don't they have like rights to certain types of like FCC license? Like they have being ABC or NBC, being a network, like that's special outside of.
So the
anything
FCC
else, right?
licenses are when they broadcast over the air. I don't believe MSNBC is currently broadcasting over the air anywhere, that they're a cable news network. And so they're not regulated by the FCC licensing of bandwidth. But they do receive licensing, or they do have probably existing contracts with different cable providers where they get paid to be producing content. It's not the other way around. So like they get paid even if they do nothing, as long as they provide content for being on the, like you get a check for being on cable. That contract's worth something on its own, basically like blank space and a contract for you to fill it. So if you bought MSNBC, you would have income immediately to start putting your content out on the cable networks.
Please, God, let it be true.
That access would be valuable if anyone cared. But I haven't had cable, and I'm 36, and I've never had cable in my whole life. Not even for 1 month have I ever paid for cable. So the generation that does have cable or YouTube TV or whatever paid is going down. And really, it's just live sports. If like the NFL or like another domino fell and was an X live on X sport, we could really take down cable. We could take down live TV. Like if X took, like Rumble.com is actually focusing a lot on sports. And if you go look right now on what's live on Rumble, actually, I don't know this late at night, but they're focusing very heavily on sports like skateboarding, other live events. If we could take cable news and broadcast TV and move live sports somewhere else and live events, they're dead, because that's the only thing holding them up. So here's
only 30% of Gen Xers primarily watch live TV, which includes cable television. So yeah, even because the boomers, I mean, it's whatever, like they're on the way out. So that next generation, Gen X, yeah, only 1/3 even watch cable. So hey, maybe, I mean, it depends on the price, right? Like if it's worth it.
I mean, does anyone here listening actually have cable? Let us know. Tell me in the chat, rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. Also, in the description of this show, we have a link to the For Liberty Network, which is our locals page. And if you, for $5 a month, support us on locals, you get access not only to ourselves, but also to the 2 other shows on the network, the Wake Up America show and Culturama. Behind-the-scenes content, direct messages, and chats inside of locals. For only $5 a month, you get 3 shows. It's great deal. You should just click on the link in our description. Here's PBD talking about MSNBC. There's Patrick Bet David.
Other podcasts and MSNBC. You're at a point that you're okay losing to Fox. You're at a point that you're okay losing to Rogan. You're at a point that you may even okay losing to other podcasters, right? You know, election night, some people are putting more numbers than you are. We did that on election night. You're like, listen, those guys are amateurs. We're pros. We built the Titanic. The amateurs are building the Joe Rogan Experience, the PVD podcast, all this other stuff. But these are amateurs. But imagine you wake up one day and your producer comes to you and says, guys, what? Hallmark just beat us. Bro, what are you talking about? Hallmark just beat us. Tell me nobody's written that article yet. Bro, they wrote it already. That's bullshit. No.
Oh, my God.
Hallmark. They make cards. You're talking about Hallmark. Hallmark beat CNN and MSNBC in viewership last week.
No way.
Here's a
Winning.
rating in all 32 films. Can you imagine that? Man. How do you
do
let
the
Hallmark
Trump
beat
dance?
you? Imagine your CNN.
Yeah, I
and
replied to that
MSNBC.
video. I said Hallmark
You're at a
movies have
point
less
that you're
predictable
okay
plot
losing to
lines than
You're at a
NBC's
point that you're okay
news.
losing.
Yeah, it's the cheesiest Christmas movies, the cheesiest, most predictable, horrible acting. The people that
We know what
sell
you're going to say on MSNBC.
cards, they sell cards for a living, and they make movies, bad ones, and you can't be more entertaining than them. That is hilarious. I love it. Gonna get tired of winning. We're winning so much.
Yeah, thank you, Entropy Nomad, for giving money to the Monarch and not to cable. You're awesome.
That's right. Thank you.
This might be the last time.
Spare your head.
This might be the last time you ever hear from Tim Waltz. So 14 seconds of your life.
Every place we went, the caring and the sense of joy. I know it's incredibly disappointing now, and look, candidly, it's a bit scary because there's a very different vision that's being put out there. But now every place.
It's a bit scary.
Thank
You
God.
should consider being a citizen of a different country. I hear Canada's nice. Actually, I don't know that to be true, but go try it out. You might like it. You're already in Minnesota. That's basically Canada.
Yeah. It's a bit scary. Coach, put me in, coach.
Okay.
It's a little scary.
I think we should transition away from like news. You think you're ready for a nice little meme?
Yeah, let's do it.
I approve this level of toxicity. On my way to tell a faithful lesbian couple that one of them tested positive for syphilis and is also 4 weeks pregnant. It's a good story. A good answer. I bet if I looked into it, he's probably got 1,400 all similar posts. You You know they're all gonna be the same thing. So yeah, Black Friday deals on ForLibertyShop.com. Go get them before they're too late.
That's right.
Time for the liberal breakouts.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States.
Question about Joe Rogan.
What's the question?
You sort of touched on elements of this in the US. He's obviously the world's most popular podcast host. He has 3 billion listeners. He's sort of managed to successfully capture that bro market in America. And his influence is such that in the wake of the US election, the Democrats have said that one of Kamala Harris's mistakes was that she didn't appear on his program. So I'm just wondering if you had any observations about what's behind the Joe Rogan effect, how you believe he's managed to so successfully capture this huge market. And then for us here in Australia, you know, how would or should the ABC be going about capturing that kind of audience?
Look, I'm not sure that I'm the right.
She just says that, he preys on their vulnerabilities and he retweets it. What?
Would you rather be in Australia or the UK?
Oh man, that's a hard one.
I mean, speaking about camps, you know, we're accusing Trump of, he's going to build camps. You know who did build camps? The Australians.
Yeah, they did.
So.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know. Americans have built camps before. Who did that? What party was that? I think it was FDR. He took all the Japanese, targeted them for their race, and put them in camps. It's a Democrat. So
it's a very Democrat thing to do.
Way to do it and then accuse us, right? I mean, pot calling the kettle black a bit. So
people are insane.
It's got to be a strange world for Joe Rogan, who just talks to people on podcasts and then goes home to his mansion in Austin and goes hunting, gets in a cold bath, and then sees a bunch of freaking... What kind of mom is, like, what's the right description for this kind of lady in her voice?
It's obvious in the US. He's obviously the world's most popular podcast host. He has 3 billion...
Podcast host. Most popular podcast host.
I started at the PTA. Just a few kangaroos and some Barbies. And I'm here before you for justice.
Preys on the vulnerabilities. He has people on and they talk long form about whatever their expertise is.
Australia, it's known for having many, many poisonous animals, including this one right here, this lady.
Yeah.
Right. Very poisonous. Poisonous to your whole society.
Acid into your face.
Yeah, you do not want one of her.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the
United Australia could just sit down and shut the hell up for a minute about anything about that.
Yeah. You're a prison colony. You always were a prison colony. You're still a prison colony. I think you need to grow up, get a little freedom, then we can talk about what happens next. But
turn those guns to your citizens.
We do have some crazy ladies here in America, too.
Imagine yelling at a body of water.
These ladies went up and yelled at a lake. And
That's the punchline.
I hope that none of them were at any of your Thanksgiving dinners tonight.
Yeah, they're just going round and round and round. And then the guy says in the video, he says they're all just sitting around. They're passing the the talking stick and the going and talking about how much they hate what's going on right now. Okay, now you go and tell us how much you hate that Trump one, and now it's your turn, and you tell us about misogyny, and then now it's your turn, and you tell us about the glass ceiling and that the fact that you only make 73% of a male mix, and then you go and you talk about how you get catcalled and it was offensive, and then you go and talk about how you put on blackface and you acted like those Maori warriors, and you were standing up with those women and appropriating their culture. Like, it's pure insanity, group insanity that we have been subjected to. But it is a good day in America that all of this is slowly but surely, but the end in sight is near.
Look,
all of this is dying, and I'm so glad about it.
King, I think that you need to put up a Facebook group saying that you're going to do this and recruit the crazies, and then we videotape it and we see what the absolute craziest shit is you can get them to do. I don't know if you got enough people in your area. How far would you have to drive to find them?
Not far.
Okay. So just, dude, find out what this lady did to advertise this, copy and paste, get them to show up, have them do the most ridiculous things that you can imagine and get it on video. That's what I think is the most important order of action for us right now.
Do a fake meetup.
A fake meetup. And I don't know, like, they got someone got all these ladies to scream at a lake.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll act like Travis, like their gay best friend. Come on down, like we're all healing, and the water carries frequency, and it has an attitude, and it has its own soul and spirit.
You can do this.
So
you need a GoPro and a microphone.
Ladies, gather around, please. You're upset. Add your water to the water through your tears. All right, I'm gonna step back. I'm going to set up the tripod. All right, ladies, have at it. And then just, oh, yeah. Give me that good content, you dumb bitches. Like, let's go.
The water is Trump. I need you to all go piss on Trump. Get them to all like group pee in the ocean.
You're dry. You're on dry water. You yell at that wetness because you have not been wet in so long. You hate it. Yell at it. It's Trump. He's grabbing your pussies right now. Think about that and yell at the water right now.
All you got to do is put on a two-piece bikini and pretend you're a girl, and they will believe every word that comes out of your mouth.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's even better.
And then hand them scissors and be like, "I cut off my hair, girls. This is the 4B movement. Who wants to cut their hair?"
Even better. I won't even go as the gay guy. I'll go as the super masculine trainee. All right, ladies. My name's Tiffany, and my pronouns are Zimzer. Line up. All right, like a high school women's basketball, like softball coach. All right, ladies, line up. Hey, did you stretch your vocal cords? All right, I'm gonna go take a piss and take a dump in your bathroom right now, and while you're doing that, yell at this ocean. I'm a woman. I'm a real woman. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh. You could get like a blow up doll and say this is Ron DeSantis and then get them all to do something to it. Like this is really just, you got to do something like this, man.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I'll consider it.
We're going to move on to orange haired women.
Wait, before you even start the video. I mean, come on. You know
what's going to be said.
Just look at this right here. Just take a gander at this mug. Not the Doge mugs available at forlibertyshop.com. This mug. You know some crazy shit is about to come out of this mouth right now. And you're about to get it.
Okay, let's come up, everyone. Let's think of the bingo card of words that she is going to say. Exclusionary,
whiteness, cultural appropriation,
racism,
privilege,
patriarchy,
and prostate.
Okay. Start at the beginning. We don't want to miss any words.
I don't know if you were aware of this, but everyone has a prostate. Literally everyone. But again, this is part of that biology you would have learned if you had stuck with it past middle school. I don't know if you were aware of this.
I don't think you did. I don't think you took middle school biology. I don't think you graduated past the 9th grade.
I have
which would be middle school, I guess.
A mother, a daughter, and a wife. 2 daughters. None of them have a prostate. Just a FYI, lady. I'm positive.
But everyone has a prostate. Literally everyone.
Literally.
But again, this is part of that biology you would have learned if you had stuck with it past middle school.
Literally, if you had stuck past middle school, literally, you would have seen the diagram. They showed you the first diagram when you were in little bitty middle school.
I would
show a prostate on only the man, but then when you got to high school, they updated the anatomy diagrams, and right there, the big old goose egg, right next to the uterus and everything else, that it gets right in the way of the baby coming through the birth canal. That big old prostate just sticking there. You gotta go around, baby. I got a big old prostate right here in that birth canal, baby.
So I just asked Grok. Grok is based, and it says no. No, that is not true.
How did this thing not get community noted?
Maybe she is using Chat GPT or some kind of woke place to get her information. Or maybe schools are just straight up lying to you right now, lady. But I'm sorry to be the one to break it to you.
No, I think that's all on her.
She doesn't have a prostate.
I wish she did. I wish she did. I wish she could have everything she wants in life.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of prostates.
Where's your proof? They're right in my pants, and I don't whip
Show me
my.
your
I'm not
proof.
gonna. You want to see my genitals? So, sir, you just came here and asked me to see my genitals.
Show me the proof, dumbass.
Your prostate.
We have you on camera, sir. That you just came here unapproached and is asking to see my naked genitalia. Do you realize?
Well, I guess you don't have balls then.
Because I don't want to expose myself and show you.
Yeah, that's what you are, you Nazi. You don't want to expose yourself and tell the truth.
Wait, why am I Nazi? Because I don't want to show you my testicles?
No, you're the dumb one.
How am I the dumb one?
He sounded so smart the way he said that.
Because you just asked to see my testicles, correct?
No, you're the dumb one.
Because you're a piece of shit.
So that's why you want to see my balls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a piece of shit, you want to see my testicles?
I want you to show the truth. Do you have balls?
Yes, I do. They're right here.
I don't see them.
I'll kind of see them. You can kind of see how they're.
Oh, really?
See how they're.
Are you getting a zoom in on that? Look at
They're
this
right
retard
there.
out here showing off his bulge.
You
I just
asked
got him to
see
do
it.
that.
You asked to see this.
You're trying to get my goat? I just got you to show everyone your bulge.
I show everybody my bulge every day. They're very large. What do
Good
you
for
mean?
you, dumbass.
How am I dumb?
Because you are.
You can't make content.
And you think
that's
you're
good.
smart by sitting here begging a man to show him your genitals?
I think you're a piece of shit.
Why is that?
Because you are. Trickling down like that cum down your pants.
Why? What is the deal with my penis and ejaculating? What's going on, dude?
You're a piece of shit.
What's going on?
That's who we're up against. If we lose, we deserve it, everybody.
What? Okay. What do we think this guy is? Is he on something? Is he? What's the deal with him? What do you think? Let's psychologically analyze this guy right now.
Okay, so let's start with day one. He wasn't breastfed. He was formula fed.
Yeah.
Probably by 2 gay dude dads, and that's not his fault. And he never got taught how to be a man.
No.
And
there's definitely no father, or there's too many fathers. It was either not a father or too many.
He yeah, I don't know, man. You know what? I think that's unfair. I think that there's some gay dude fathers who could do a damn good job making a kid better than that.
Yes.
That kid actively avoided anything that would turn him into a man. Contact sports, interacting with women from 2nd grade up. You know, I don't know. He definitely...
there's definitely there's definitely psychotropics rolling around in there. There's anti-anxiety written all over his face, just the glazed over look. But it's it would be sad if it wasn't so funny. These people running around, they're part of our society, yeah. But we're winning, they're losing, and the adults are back in the room.
The adults are back in the room. Are they with us right now? Here's the Moana lady. Oh wait, that's the wrong way to say it, but whatever. The Moana lady.
Never underestimate the power of a liberal white woman.
Affluent liberal white woman appropriating a culture. This is supposed to be bad. You're not allowed to do that, lady.
With her bright blue eyes and pale skin and 12-foot ceilings.
Look, girl, if you had blackface and you're eating fried chicken and watermelon, that would be called really racist. And that's kind of what you're doing now, because I'm pretty sure you're not a native.
Yeah, if you went out there and put blackface on, that is equivalent. You're exactly right. That's equivalent putting on blackface, going and picking cotton, and filming it in honor of people who were slaves or something like that. Yeah, you were making fun of them. Like, if I saw that and I didn't know the context of it, I when I first saw that video, I thought she was making fun of them. But no, she's a liberal that thinks that she's helping.
She thinks she can do this.
The video
she can do this on the internet. She goes to an actual Maori village, if there is one, and does this in front of them. I don't think that I don't know these people, but I doubt that goes over well.
And I like the jazz hands too. Like, that's definitely not what they're doing when they do. She's like having like a Parkinson's fit.
I will say that I'm a little bit scared of it.
Yeah.
But not like physically scared, just like this lady wants to ruin my life scared.
I like the power that liberal women have to open their eyes wide. It's superhuman. It's extraterrestrial. That's it. That's it. If you see a woman and she's got that face and that face right there that's playing, run away. Run away.
Oh man, that lady's gonna ruin your life if you see that lady.
Oh my god!
Like, in ways that are creative.
You looked just like her.
She's going to creatively ruin your life. Stay away.
What if I just started picking up stuff on the ground like, round the train, freedom train. Oh, had blackface on, going down the mountain. Hard times is upon us, but the Lord will set us free. Harriet Tubman, I love you. You got a candle in your window. It's the underground train. I'm totally black. Like that. Yeah, that.
I loved it. It was great. What you just gave us, that performance was fantastic. Okay, so everyone, let's rate her as a group. Here, where on the hot, crazy scale is this lady? She's definitely very high on the crazy side. So
yes.
I'm going to give her about a 3 on the hot and the 10 on the crazy. This is the no-go zone.
I'm gonna be more objective. All right, it's like if you just looked at her and she wasn't all wild and crazy, she had good skin, she had blue eyes, and she seemed like I have like straight white teeth. I'm sure when she wasn't offending an entire race of people, she might be a little bit attractive. So I'm gonna give her a 5.1 hot. So it goes right. I think she's right there, and then she's like, so a 7 crazy, 6 crazy, 6 hot. So I think she's riding the line between the fun and danger zone. I'm gonna put it there.
Fun one day, end your life, and make you wish you were dead the next.
And that's kind of the worst ones too, because they throw you the breadcrumbs of being actually kind of cool and fun for short periods of time. But yeah, definitely riding that line in the danger zone, and fun zone for me.
And I know we
But
did
this
these.
next lady is not.
Yeah, I know we did this last week. Here's what she looks like in 10 years. This lady. Let's hear what she has to say.
This is for President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and all the Democrats that are in office. Do something. Stop this. You tell us for months what a danger this man is, and now he is proving it to everybody.
I have an idea.
And you guys are nowhere to be found, and nothing is being
On
done.
Jan
People
6th,
are demanding
tell everyone to
something
walk
done. People are
peacefully
demanding
down to
something be
the
done. We stood by
Capitol
you.
building.
We did everything you asked us to do, and then you just conceded and disappeared. And now we are all facing the hell that is coming.
You're all facing it.
Nothing that we can see is being done about this. Nothing. You need to do something, because this is our lives on the line. You want democracy?
Yeah.
Fight for it.
I'm sorry. Do you want democracy? Because you got it. You got democracy.
All up in your face.
How does it
lady.
feel, lady? How does democracy feel?
I know this lady. She's the lady that had at least one son, and she did that "stop it" voice to him, and he grew up to drive a shitty old Mustang and hang out at the bars and try to pick up anyone they can. This woman did not raise a man, but he's the asshole that's on the road that doesn't use his blinker and slams into the brakes in front of you, or leaves his cart out, doesn't return it to a tray at the grocery store, or drops something on the ground and doesn't pick it up. I know this lady. She had children. They're pieces of shit, and I don't like them. And I hate her.
Entropy Nomad says that dog in the background is tired of her crap. It just wants to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, think of spending your whole life with that lady and pretending to like her. That's a tough job. That's a tough job. I think you'd have Mike Rowe over to his house and work with the dog. Dirty Jobs episode, whatever.
That's right.
Here's Rosie talking about the same thing that we heard before, where people are going over to kiss the ring.
The ring. It's the last time I ever watched Morning Joe. Period.
Oh, no.
End of statement. Unreal.
Good night, Entropy
Unreal.
Nomad.
For months you were telling us he's the worst thing that could happen to this country and democracy. And then you go kiss his ring?
Yes.
Despicable.
Not Rosie O'Donnell. I was talking about Rosie O'Donnell. She's ugly. She is.
No. With her steampunk glasses and hair coif. How are they ever going to recover from this? Rosie, no.
I'll never
Rosie.
recover.
Where are we at?
Jasmine Crockett. This lady's in Congress. And here's what she has to say about people who happen to be white.
It's because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like and
I'm just going to leave it.
Let it escape you. That it is white.
Let this run out.
What was the life expectancy of indentured servants?
Where's he going with this, folks? I don't know. Yeah, no white people have ever had oppression in America. Not the Irish, not the Italians, not the lower classes, the sharecroppers. No.
In
milk and honey
in the later
this entire
1600s,
time.
in the later 1600s, indentured servants that came here to America had a 50% life expectancy rate to the end of their term, which was 7 years. I think that's not that much different than slaves. 50-50. You got to be in a place in life where you're barely making it, you're afraid of starving to death, that you're going to say, I'm going to go take this chance with a 50% chance of death. Going to be worked like a slave 6 days a week, picking cotton, cross the Atlantic Ocean, so that in 7 years I could have my freedom and hope that I could be my own sharecropper. You got to be in a position.
Another form of servitude and serfdom.
Yeah. You sold yourself into slavery for 7 years.
Yeah.
And those
people are crazy.
Those people were all white. And they were in a place where they did that because things were not well. Things were not good in the UK, in England. They were crowded and people were sick and dying.
There was no potatoes. They were all gone. The potato famine.
So,
Irish.
like, everybody's been slaves. Everybody's ancestors were both slaves and slaveholders.
Yes.
For sure.
As Elon says.
Dude, I love there's so many clips of this show where people go through their ancestry and find out they're slaves. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh, there's multiple people who have gone through it. I'll find them for next show, okay? I promise.
We're at the top of the hour. We're over time.
Hey, that happened to me without even paying attention. I was having too much fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut anyone off. AP said, good job tonight, boys. Thanks for staying up and watching, AP. Love you, man.
Right.
Appreciate you giving us this opportunity to be a part of your network. Want to say thank you, everyone who joined us tonight. Can't do this without you. I live for it. This is something that I love to do, and I'm very happy to bring you some entertainment every week. King, you are the monarch. I always let you have the last word.
Yes, everyone, as I said in my opening, it's a time to be thankful. We are winning. The tide has turned, and as long as we can avoid thermonuclear war, then all will be right. So, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever that you celebrate or don't celebrate this holiday season. You can always worship me instead. Follow us on X, King Libertarian on X, Brian Piotr on X. We are Liberty Tonight. We are on every Thursday, 9 to 11 Central, even on holidays. Maybe not for Christmas. I don't know if that falls on Thursday, but we'll see. I live in the present, not in the future. Peasants. And we're on the For Liberty Network. ForLibertyNetwork.com is our locals page where you can go and support us. And ForLibertyShop.com and search Liberty Tonight for our exclusive gear. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone. See you